And those first tracks were Rhythm Plot by Miss Hoizo from the 2019 EP Rhythm Plat released on Ed Banger Records, and the second track was Chaos Space Marine by Black Country New Road from their 2022 album Ants From Up There released on Ninja Tune. Been getting back into that music recently, so yeah, more of my high school. Well, actually, Rhythm Plat was more high school. Black Country New Road was last year. Actually, that was my favorite album last year. Good afternoon, listeners of Coffee Noise. I'm your host, DJ Marlin, and if you can't believe it, it's Tuesday once again. Howdy hey, howdy oh. Right now it is 2:36 in the afternoon. Let's get a quick look at the weather. Right now in Edinburgh, we have a nice high of 84 degrees with a low of 71. It's a very nice cloudy day. I personally prefer this weather. I like clouds. So with this weather, it has to be with two things. It has to be cloudy, all right, and it has to be at least fresh. Because sometimes you get cloudy days where it's like extremely humid and muggy almost. It's like, ugh, you put on a t-shirt and it's like you feel it sticking onto. I hate that kind of weather. I mean, we all dealt with that weather. I mean, we live in South Texas. We live by a coastline, but like even though if you grew up with the humidity, you still want like, I don't like it. I don't like it. And I don't need to explain why I don't like it because I just don't like it. There's nothing to really explain there. All right, let's look. All right, last week was a big week for music, and I say that every Friday, but every week is a good week for music. So let's run off a few of those. The main thing was the new Drake album for all the dogs. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't that bad. I'm not a major Drake fan, but it was better than his last releases. I mean, the album that I absolutely hate from Drake was what's it called? Honestly, Nevermind. Yeah, that album. Honestly, yeah, Nevermind. The album sucked, but honestly, For All the Dogs wasn't that bad. It actually had some pretty good features that I personally enjoy. Let's see, we have the new album from Husker Du, Tonight Longhorn, as well as an archival record by Joni Mitchell, Volume 3, The Asylum Years from 1972 to 1975. Pretty into Joni Mitchell recently, so yeah, I really liked it. For the indie peeps out there, there was also the new EP by Omar Apollo, Live For Me. Not really into the indie music scene anymore. A bit, maybe when I'm driving, or I can't really drive because I don't have my license. But, it's not that bad, honestly. The releases that I really listened to was the new Slauson Malone 1 album. His first album on Warp Records, Excelsior. I love the album. I think it's really good. Really, really good. We also have Javelin by Sufjan Stevens, released on Asthmatic Kitty Records. Very personal record. It's a very touching record, actually. I personally loved it. And an album I was actually listening to earlier at work was actually the compilation album, the NID Tapes, Electronic Music from India from 1969 to 1972, released on the State 51 Conspiracy record label. That early stage of electronic music, it wasn't really music. Well, I guess now we would consider it as avant-garde music, but then it was trying to like figure out all the bells and whistles of electronic music. It was like, this is new, and it's like very difficult to understand what is going on. But you know what? I really love that type of music. Yeah, let's see. What was another album that came out? Oh, we also had the the joint album from Earl Sweatshirt and The Alchemist, Vor Dyer. I don't know how to say it. I personally love the record. I mean, the track Vince Scully, Heat Check, that track that he had with Vince Staples. Honestly, it's a really good record. It kind of sucks. It's only around 27 minutes, but I really do like that album. And we saw the new Dorian Electra album, Fanfare. If you're into that really I wouldn't say hyperpop. I feel like hyperpop's kind of like underselling it. Yeah, we'll just call it hyperpop. The hyperpop is hyperpop. It's very. If you were into that whole 100 Gex scene a few years back, I'm pretty sure you'll definitely like Dorian Electra. I'm pretty sure most of you have actually. Anyways, let's get right next to the next track. Here we have One Tricks Point Never with the track Explain from the 2011 record Replica, released on Mexican Summers. Let's get into it. And that was explained by One Tricks Point Never. Been recently getting back into his music, especially with the release of his 10th studio album, again, released on Warp Records. I personally love the album. Pitchfork gave it a 6 out of 10. I don't know what's wrong with them. Would it be able to make my top album of the list? my top album of the year list for 2023, that's a good possibility. And it's been a good amount of albums coming out this year. Speaking of which, let's go look what Rate Your Music has put as their top albums of 2023. The new one at number one is, I say before, the new Sufjan Stevens album, Javelin. I honestly, if that becomes Rate Your Music's album of the year, I honestly wouldn't be mad at that. Let's see. We have two albums by Billy Woods. First off, with Billy Woods and Kenny Segal is the album Maps. I love that record. As well as the new Armand Hammer album, We Buy Diabetic Test Strips. I personally love the album. I think it's really good. If you're into that, if you're into just the whole jazz, rap, abstract, hip-hop, albums like East Coast vibe, you'll definitely enjoy that kind of music. Let's see who we also have. Of course, George Clanton with Oh Rabbi Ya. Jessie Ware with That Feels Good. Let's see here. We also did a new album by Yule, Soft Scares. Pretty good. It's that dream pop, shoegazy sound. Difficult to really put down what exactly it is, but yeah, it's really good. Let's see. We have also the McKinley Dixon album, Beloved Paradise Jazz. I really love that album. Really good. Conscious hip hop record. Let's see here. Also Malone one with Excelsior. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard with the very long title of the album, Petrogranic Apocalypse or Dawn of the Eternal Night, an annihilation of planet Earth and the beginning of merciless damnation. As before said, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, who are going to release their new album. I'm very looking forward to that album. Let's see. They also have Swans up here with The Beggar. That one's like... I'm a major Swans fanboy. I have the record. I have the vinyl record. I have the poster that comes with it. I still have yet to hang it up on my wall. Let's see. The Sprain album, The Lamb as Effigy, released on the Flenser. If you're into that, for me, I'm really into that post-rock, post-hardcore sound. Reminds me of like that 80s no-wave scene, like very early Swans, Filth, that very dark sound. You'll most definitely love that. Let's see here. We also have DJ Sabrina and the Teenage DJ with Destiny. If you're into that house music, very good right there. Carly Rae Jepsen, The Loveliest Time. Her music's good. That's not even enough for debate. Her music's just good. We also did the new album from Underscores, Wall Socket, indie Tronica album, indie rock. Really good sounds there. Liturgy came out with 93696. If you're into that avant-garde metal sound, very good right there. Let's see. Monolith by Squid. I'm just gonna run down a few here. The Eve's Tumor album that came out back in March. Praise the Lord who chooses who, but which does not consume or simply hop between worlds. Very good there. Let's see here. Again, by One Tricks Point Never. 3D Country by Geese. No Highs by Tim Hecker. Let's see, there was another album here. This Is Why by Paramore. That was a really good album. Kalea with Raven. There's a few other albums here. Also the Lana Del Rey album. Did You Know There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard? Still, my album of the year is still going to be 12 by Ryuichi Sakamoto. I love that Japanese ambient. Would it be considered as ambient music? I don't know. Anyways, let's go into the next track. This is Shoo Shoo, covering the track Falling from one of my favorite TV shows of all time, Twin Peaks. Yes, I'm a pretentious music nerd that loves Twin Peaks. Who would have thunk it? Anyways, let's get into it. Alright, if you're just tuning in right now, it is about to be 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's talk what's on my mind right now. Right now, it is the month of October, so for all the listeners out there, for all you know, it is Halloween. I know many people out there. Perla, how you doing? She's like, oh, it's spooky season. Yeah, I really can't do anything for Halloween this year because on the 31st, I have to do a presentation. I'm doing a PowerPoint presentation for my class for Judaism, so yeah. But that, I'm going to be very busy this year for the next few weeks. Let's see, I have a 3-page paper to do on the 24th, and then my presentation on the 31st, and I have to start thinking about what I'm going to write my 6-page final paper on, so yay, fun for me. Let's see, what else is on my mind? Today, I'm actually not drinking coffee. I know, what a hypocrite I am. I am drinking a Celsius. I got the watermelon berry flavor. It's not bad, but it's nowhere near my favorite flavor. My favorite one's probably gonna be strawberry lemonade is the best flavor. I love lemonade. I like it's the one thing I am willing to die on a hill for is the glory, which is lemonade. Strawberry lemonade, kiwi lemonade, watermelon lemonade, limeade even. What's another fruit you can put in lemonade? Mango lemonade? I feel like that would be kind of cool. What are some good fruits actually? Hmm. Fruits. I like berries, but I have to be very careful when I eat berries because my dog Sam, he's like a vacuum. Anything that just touches the floor, he comes running right in. Don't get me wrong, he's very adorable and I love him very, very much. Um, but he needs to stop chewing on my sandals. All right, like I wake up and I cannot find my sandals, and I find him in another room with both of my sandals, not just one, both of them. And I had to go over there. I was like, Sammy, I need my sandals. I need to take you out. I can't go outside barefoot. I'm not a barbarian. I need my sandals, man. Um, but yeah, Sammy. I love Sammy. Don't get me wrong, but he needs to stop biting my sandals. Anyways, let's see how many albums I've rated. We have a new 5 out of 5. So right now, my total ratings on Rate Your Music, I have 1,940 records rated, and we have a new 5 out of 5 from the Italian composer Luigi Nono. We have Como un ola de fuerza y luz. It's a 5 out of 5 album. It really is, and that is very difficult for me to say because out of close to 2,000 records, only 31 of them have gotten a 5 out of 5. Um, they should be honored to be a 5 out of 5. I'm not gonna say I'm a critic. That makes me sound even worse. But yeah, I'm just a critic. If you're into that really, what would say, avant-garde composer area, it reminds me a lot of what's his name? Stockhausen. I was listening to his album. I forgot what it was. Heim für Elektronik. I don't know how to say. It's in German. It's an album from 1969. It's really good. I was listening to it. It's not on streaming. You can only find it on YouTube. It's if you're not used to like very disjointed music. You'll probably turn it off after 5 seconds. Like, what is this? Like, who listens to this? If you listen to this, you're probably a moron. Am I kind of a moron? It's up for debate. But it's a very good album. Also been listening to a lot of Steve Roden recently. Let's see, the albums I've been listening to by Steve Roden are Three Roots Carved to Look Like Stones, released in 2003, and the very minimalist album View, released in 1999. Very good records. Let's see, Free Jazz, if you want to look into free jazz. There's the album We Insist, Max Roach's Freedom New Suite from 1960. Avant-garde jazz sound. It's really good. I personally loved it. And been recently getting into Injury Reserve again recently. Now it's no longer Injury Reserve. They're now under the name of By Storm. The album, if you haven't checked out the album by the time I get to Phoenix, I don't know what you're doing. It's I wouldn't say very experimental, but I guess glitch hip hop would be a good word to describe it. Yeah, glitch hip hop. I think that's a safe way to actually properly describe it. Anyway, let's start off with the next track. Let's start off something with nice and calming. And yes, I am being sarcastic. Here is Deaths by Nails. All right, and the first track was Deaths by Nails from the 2020 reissued for the 10th anniversary edition of the album Unsilent Death, released on Celluloid Records. And then you just heard The Summer Ends by American Football, coming from the 2014 deluxe album, aptly called again American Football, American Football 1, because there's 3 albums by American Football called American Football, so it'll be American Football 1, American Football 2, and American Football 3. Difficult. Released by Polyvinyl Records. Midwestern so we had not death metal, but I don't know, not death metal, but you have that and compare with I know like the pro like, oh, that's not real Midwestern emo. Look, it may not be in today's standards, but for being in the '90s, now it's regarded as a Hallmark album, and I feel like something people just need to like shut up about. Like, come on, it's the '90s, give it a break. Oh, it's not real emo. Yeah. Well, your parents don't love you, so no one cares what you consider as real emo. Anyways, excuse me. So yeah, the summer ends. Right now it's already fall, so I feel like the feelings like, oh, summer's gone. It's now a new season. It's kind of nice. I personally like it. Some people don't really like it. I don't know why. Some people are like, oh, I like the summer more. We live in Texas. You rather deal with the heat. Really? I mean, no, they say that, and then those are the same people who stay inside all day. No, go outside. Go outside for a whole day and tell me, oh, you prefer the heat. Tell me, do that. I will pay you $20. Please don't have $20 on me. I mean, I do, but like, I'm not spending that on a dumb bet. I'm buying like coffee or energy drinks again. I should probably cut back on the energy drinks. I don't know, but I do like the hit of caffeine here and there. I like Celsius cans too. Speaking of energy drinks, when it comes to buying drinks, energy drinks, I feel like the cans they're too loud. Like some energy drink cans, it's like bright colors, like oh look at me. It's like it's a can. I don't want people. I don't want to be the center of attention. It's an aluminum can. It doesn't need to be. That's why I kind of do like Celsius because it's just a boring silver can. But I feel like it needs to be a boring can. It's a boring drink. It's just an energy drink with caffeine, like 200 milligrams of caffeine or something like that. I don't know anything of the science. And yeah, they say, oh, caffeine's unhealthy for you, this or that. Like, do I really care? Do I really care? I should though. I really should though. Anyway, so let's see what we have next on the list. Um, since it's already October, I might as well just give you one last album recommendation. It's from the artist Vince Guaraldi. I think that's your say his name. It's the album. It's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. If you're like me, you grew up watching Peanuts and Charlie Brown on TV, especially ABC. The Thanksgiving special, the Christmas special, the Halloween special. I grew up watching the Christmas special every December. That was like my go-to. It's like, ooh, little 5-year-old me waiting from the TV. Actually, no, not 5. We were poor. We didn't have a TV. Maybe like when I was like 12 or something. Actually, I think the first time I remember watching the Christmas special, I think it was in speech therapy. I forgot when was that. Was I 7? Was I 7 or 8? There's photos of me in there. Anyways, going to the last two tracks for today. We have Two Good Things by the band Modern Baseball from the 2013 album You're Gonna Miss It All, released on Run for Cover Records. And we have Boring Domesticated Life by Planning for Burial from Madawan from 2017, released on the Flenser. I decided to end it off today with a nice, calming, dark ambient. Would I call it dark ambience? I don't know. I mean, Plan for Burial, it's a mixed bag. Tom Wolfsbach, he does like a lot of sounds. Yeah, I guess you could say dark ambient music. Yeah, I'd say dark ambient. Anyway, let's go into Modern Baseball is going to be like my middle school emo kick, so let's just get into it. Alright, and that wraps up today's show right now. It is 3:28. 3:28 with 30 seconds in. Let's just run over the songs we played for you today. First off, we had Rhythm Plat, Chaos Space Marine, Explain, Falling, Deaths, The Summer Ends, Two Good Things, and Boring Domesticated Life. This week's playlist, as previous weeks, will be available on my Instagram stories. You can follow me there at Rigo Hates Art. And like I said, every week we do the playlist both on Apple Music and Spotify because I really like throwing away money. Being an audiophile is not cheap. It's a very expensive hobby, and I do not recommend it. This week's theme, Dawn Fawn. I saw that written on the side of a trailer, on a commercial 18-wheeler trailer. I think it was like poultry, I think. I don't know. I just really like the name. It's like, that's a very nice, calming name. I think I'll run with it for this week. Anyways, this is your host, DJ Marlin. Let's see. Final thoughts of the day. If you have pets, make sure you keep them nice and comfortable. a sad puppy or kitty is an angry puppy or kitty, so you want to make sure they're happy. And as always, this is DJ Marlin signing off for this week. You can catch me next week at the same time, 2:30 p.m. here on Vaquero Radio. So I'll see you then. And remember, you're listening to Vaquero Radio, the Valley's only student station. All right, see you next week. Goodbye.